You can just take your time arriving to your body today. You can have some gentle movements, maybe a few neck rolls, maybe some cat-cows with your spine, some side body bends, some torso twists. Just anything at all that your body is calling for right now. Checking in with how your shoulders are doing right now, how your neck is doing, your hips. And even if there's some soreness or some pain in any places, just noticing that. Seeing if you can breathe into and adjust certain areas that might need some help. And if it's the end of the day for you, or if you are just feeling ready to be still, at any point you can come to a position of stillness. Just letting this be your practice today. Letting all my words of guidance simply be that. Just a place to start, a guide, a suggestion on something to focus on. But if at any point I say anything during this practice that does not resonate with you or doesn't feel right in your body, letting your body be the first teacher. And just trusting yourself. And so if you haven't already come to a still position, if you're ready, you can do that. And just making sure that the spine is nice and straight. And if you're in a space where you feel safe, and if you haven't already, you can allow your eyes to gently close whenever. As you just mark your arrival to your body today with a full and deep cleansing breath. As you take a long and slow inhale in through the nose, allowing yourself to fill up to every corner and every edge of you. And then pausing for just a moment when you're full and just noticing what that's like. Before you gently exhale and slowly let that air go. At the bottom of the exhale, just gently pulling the navel in toward the spine a little bit to just push that final bit of air out of you as you pause once again, to just feel that emptiness. And the next breath comes as it's needed. And you can breathe just like that for a few more rounds if that feels good for you. Just by exaggerating the 4 parts of your breath. The inhale, the pause at the top of the inhale, the exhale, and the pause at the bottom of the exhale. And whenever you feel ready, just letting yourself release that guidance and control over your breath altogether. As you allow yourself to step back into the witness or the observer of your body and its functions. Seeing if you can simply witness your body breathing. Witnessing or observing the breath that enters your body, that slight pause, exits your body, and that slight pause. Seeing if you can watch the breath just like any other act of nature without having any control over it. Just witnessing. And knowing that sometimes this feels like a really difficult task. So if that's where you're at right now, knowing it is perfectly okay. And just noticing how your body is responding today. As you just start to check in with yourself, with the posture that you've chosen, with the shape of your skeleton right now, with the amount of activity in the mind, with any expression that might be on your face. And just making note of how you are starting your practice today. Knowing that your starting point is going to be different every single time you show up for this practice. So not holding yourself to any expectation of how you were yesterday or how you plan to be in the future. But bringing yourself into this moment, noticing how you are right now. And just starting to trace your spine with your mental awareness, just noticing the shape that your spine is in. The space from your pelvic floor up through the lower back, the middle back, between the shoulder blades, to the back of your throat. Just feeling that alignment between the pelvic floor and the back of your throat. You just feel that center line of your body. Be feeling your nose align with the chin, align with the sternum, with the navel, the pubic bone. Feeling your ears in line with the shoulders in line with the hips. And if you're sitting down, just letting your sit bones sink in a little bit deeper to the surface that supports you. No matter what position you're in, just letting whatever part of your body is making contact with the ground beneath you, allowing it to be heavy and sink into that surface. As you just release yourself into that support. Feeling that support of gravity hugging you toward the floor. And at the same time, the part of your body that is facing up, so if you're sitting down, the crown of your head, if you're laying down, just the front side of your body, just letting that side feel lifted and light. So you feel this contrast of feelings within you. The sense of feeling heavy and supported, and at the same time, the sense of feeling light and lifted. As you just allow yourself to take up as much space as you were meant to take up. Even letting the corners of your shoulders reach away from each other as you feel broadness across your collarbones. And lots of space for your heart to breathe. Beginning to release any remaining tension in your jaw. Softening the tongue, the chin, the cheeks and the ears. Soften the nostrils and the eyes. Allowing any tension to go from the eyebrows and the forehead. As you feel your forehead expanding and deepening, feeling the hairline and your whole scalp. As you allow that wave of release to naturally cascade down the neck and shoulders, down the back, the chest and stomach, the arms and hands, all the way down to the hips and the legs and the feet. As you feel this full-bodied exhale, just accepting where you're at right now, knowing that you are exactly where you're meant to be. As you begin to bring your attention into your heart. And you're starting to become curious of what the rhythm of your heartbeat is right now. And if at any point you have difficulties feeling your heartbeat, you can always place one or both hands on the outside of the heart. Just encourage that feeling from another direction. Just remembering the miracle that is your heart. Reminding yourself how this exact heart that is inside of your chest has been working hard for you from the time you were in your mother's womb up into this very moment. And this heart will continue to work for you until your last breath here on this earth. And just remembering the pure gift of this, how this heart is doing things for your body that you have no control over. And it is not any of your doing that allows your heart to beat. It just simply beats. Your heart pumps blood throughout your entire body. It keeps the energy flowing throughout the entire body. And this heart is a constant background beat of your entire life. This pulse can be felt throughout your entire body. So you just remind yourself that of that physical anatomy in your body and how your heart is physically connected to every inch of you through veins and vessels, and how the pulse can be felt in your toes. There's a pulse that can be felt in your fingertips and in the crown of your head and all the points in between. And the heart is our home of love, of compassion, of gratitude, of empathy, and always starting with ourselves first, with our own body. So just allowing yourself now to just feel a deep sense of love and appreciation for this organ that's always there, it's always inside of you. Whether you acknowledge and give thanks to it or not, it will continue to work hard. So just using this moment to give a little bit extra thanks to this magical gift that we oftentimes forget about. Remembering that your heart has the ability to heal. You just think about all the things your heart has been through, all the pain and sorrow and hurt that your heart has felt. And yet here it is, still beating, still pumping, and still feeding you with nothing but love. Recognizing your own resilience. Reminding yourself of your ability to survive, of your ability to thrive. Knowing that all the bad things you might have lived through, all the pain you have lived through, the suffering and hurt and sorrow, all of that, how it takes a toll on the heart, but it also strengthens the heart. As you remind yourself that you have survived all these things that maybe at the time you thought they might break you, or moments that you might have lived through in your life that you didn't think you'd survive. But you have, you're here right now. And this heart has been a huge part of getting you through all the difficult things you've gotten through. Your heart can feel the full spectrum of emotions. And we can do our best to protect ourselves and protect our hearts from bad things. But ultimately, this life will have its challenges. So being so kind to yourself and so kind to your heart as you go through challenges in life, remembering that there's no escaping that. It's just another part of life. And we're not meant to wash over everything negative with love and light and try to just cleanse our bodies of all bad things and only be light at the end of the day. We're not meant to live that way. We are humans. And we are simply meant to experience the human experience, which contains a lot of sorrow, a lot of hurt, a lot of challenges. And that is okay. Most of the time, they can be lessons to strengthen ourselves, to strengthen our trust in ourselves, in our hearts, in our whole body, in our instincts. And just trusting that there will be times of joy and love and connection and all the good things as well. So if you're living through a challenging time in your life right now, just trusting that there are good and easy times on the way, easier times on the way. Knowing that living through these difficult experiences in our lives are just another part of life. And being so kind to yourself, so patient with yourself as you heal, as you work through the challenges that life has presented to you, knowing that all of us are dealing with our own challenges. No matter what it may seem from the outside, no matter how easy someone might make it look, we all are dealing with deep challenges simply just by being human. We're just having that same compassion for yourself as you move through these challenges as you would anyone else you love deeply, maybe a child or a parent or a best friend or a partner. Practicing seeing your own strength as you do so easily in the people who you love. Knowing that you are strong too. simply by getting to this point, by waking up another day and choosing to face it head on, choosing to turn inward and live this life in a more aware sense, knowing that that in itself is a great success simply for being here. You are succeeding. So just noticing, again, just any responses in your body, any tension that might have crept back into the shoulders or hands or neck or stomach, anywhere else. Any tension in the brow and the jaw. And just once again reminding yourself that you are safe to soften right now. It is safe to feel what is present in your body. No matter how scary or intense the feelings might be, you are strong and you are resilient, and you have the ability to feel hard things. You have the ability to do hard things and come out on the other side. It's letting yourself soften into you, surrendering to whatever is present for you. As you turn your attention back into the heart, feeling that beating in your heart, the same as the beating maybe in your forehead, the same as the beating in your hands, in your stomach, and in your feet. Allowing your heart to beat throughout your entire body. Trusting the natural intelligence of your heart, in that help will go where it is needed. And just allowing yourself to heal. Just once again feeling more closely the pulsing of your hands. And if it feels like something you would like to do, you can just allow the pulse of your hands to be drawn toward each other, so that your hands come to a prayer position, and bringing them up to your heart center. So just feel that pulse even stronger. Your hands into each other, your heart lifting, pulsing into your thumbs as your thumbs pulse back into your heart. And just feeling this power that is generated from you. And as you take one final deep breath into your body, just letting yourself fill up with this fresh and new air. And as you exhale, just allowing yourself to let go of anything that no longer serves you as your head gently bows. And just bowing to the source of energy that is allowing your heart to beat, whatever you believe that to be. Bowing to the constant source of guidance and inspiration all around you, whatever that means to you. Bowing to everyone else in this space who has listened and completed this practice right alongside you. And finally, bowing to yourself for choosing to show up today and taking the time out of your busy life for this pure act of self-love and self-care. May this act continue to heal you through the rest of your days and nights, and may you bring the same love and understanding to everything you do and everyone that you see.